This is the very moment when Teresa and Lenore go back to see Kenneka. You have to see the looks on their faces. It's so sad. As they start to come in, you can see the officers kind of directing them of what to and not to do. What to expect, I suppose. Look at their faces. By the time they made it back there to see Kenneka, they had been through so much. Denied, ignored, pushed to the side. And after so many different people got a chance to go back and see Kenneka, touch Kenneka, look around the area, and do whatever it is they wanted to do, they finally let the mother and the sister come and see her. But then denied them the same rights that they had before. They touched Kenneka. They got to see where she was at, where her body was. They got to look at the area before it was tampered with or touched by anyone. Why couldn't the mother and the sister? Why were they put through so much for their loved one? Kenneka belongs to them. That mother has all rights to that child and shouldn't have been denied anything. But let's continue to watch. I wonder if we can see what that is that he gave her. I can't make it out at all, but whatever it is small enough for her to put in her pocket. And for whatever reason, they allowed her to take that from the scene without problem. And pay attention. Teresa Martin is no dumb woman. I hear a lot of people or see a lot of people kind of describing her as, you know, slow, or Kenneka is slow, or them as not being bright individuals. And I hear a lot of different kind of talk and banter when it comes to Teresa Martin. But if you pay attention to her whole body language while she's there, she's paying 100% attention. You seen her point out that camera that they put her in front of to have this discussion with her. Just like I know she paid attention to those cameras right above that freezer. I'm saying that woman ain't crazy. That woman ain't slow. She know what she saw that night, and she's standing on it. And her story's never changed. Camera should have captured Kenneka entering that freezer, coming out of that freezer, or anybody else that went to them freezer doors. They should have been captured by that camera. So, yeah. And if you pay attention, they didn't give her half as much time as they had with the body. They didn't give her no time. No time at all. She didn't have time to process the fact that there was her daughter laying on that um, gurney. She didn't have time to process the fact that that's her daughter laying there dead. I mean, oh my God, they didn't give her 10 minutes. They didn't give her 10 minutes. That's what you call insensitive, uh, unconcerned, and inhuman. Who treats a mother like that? Especially since she had to go through so much to get them to even look for her daughter. She had to go through so much for them to even find her daughter. So finally when she gets the opportunity to see her daughter, they give her not even 10 minutes, not even a good solid 5 minutes to view her daughter, grieve, have a good natural emotion. To me, it's crazy. It's outrageous. It's too much. And to this day, she still hasn't gotten answers. I'm just saying, it's all fucked up. It was fucked up from the beginning. To me, this seems like this should be Ty Rowland saying this. To me, this seems like this would be his statement. He is the gentleman that went to the front desk that, we saw having a conversation. So for me, this feels like his particular statement. I didn't see any other gentlemen from the party really go up to that front desk. This is from Ty's live that night. That's the back of the young lady's jacket that everybody's saying is Kenneka and supposed to be Kenneka. But that's the picture from the freezer compared to the person's jacket that's standing in Ty's lap. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I'm not saying that that's not Kenneka. I'm saying that the jackets look different. We got to remember also that there's multiple people at the party with jean jackets on that night for whatever reason. If you look in the upper area of the left picture, look above the young lady's head. It looks like someone standing there with a jean jacket on also. That seems to be Shamaya standing in front of that person. So that really makes me think that the person that's standing there is Kenneka. What's up with that area on the back of that jacket? I don't know. The person by the door on the left hand side of that picture on the left also seems to have a jean jacket on. But we know that's not Kenneka. But when you compare the jackets that you see in the footage on the left to the one in the freezer, it just obviously looks different. I'm just saying. Now, this is the police report of the Snapchats taking while the girls were in the vehicle on their way to the party, while the girls were at the party, and kind of depict the Snapchats done with Kenneka in them during a particular time frame. As you look at the timestamp highlighted, these Snapchats started at almost 11 o'clock in the evening. And I'm saying that because, follow me just a bit. Well, the point I was trying to make, I couldn't find the slide I was trying to show, but that the some of those Snapchats have been deleted and edited, or yeah, just and posted at odd times. Okay. Another thing I wanted to point out was the fact that Monifa was doing Facebook posts the whole time she was looking for a friend. And you kind of notice that because when she's walking around the hotel in the footage that we saw, she's spending more time on her phone than she is really authentically looking for Kenneka. Period. You can kind of see the body language. Everybody else seems to be kind of looking, and she's kind of spaced, head down in her phone most of the time. The same as Bree Bree. Bree Bree seemed like she had her head in her phone a whole lot of the time. The only person that didn't was Shamaya. So I don't know. I don't know. Just odd for her to be posting stuff like that. Like, I'm drunk is what? 4:31. Laughing faces. I'm just saying. Then there's the original Facebook conversations back and forth with the girls. The unedited, these aren't fake people. This is before all the fake pages start being made and all the people started with the hoopla and the bullshit. Is these conversations. They make you think, okay, what's the tea? When you looked at when you look at the suggested timeline for every single video that she appeared in and every location of the hotel she appeared at, I don't know. When you play all the footage back, a lot of it don't fit in to the alleged timestamp areas. It just doesn't. It's like they tried to force a narrative. They tried to force a scenario and make us stick with it, you know, as if we wouldn't investigate and look over things and pay attention to the small things to make sure we got the big picture. I'm just saying. They kind of played us. Then there's this conversation right here. Every time I go over this document and these text messages, I look at this particular conversation and I'm like, who is they and who was supposed to hold the car? Who? Besides Kenneka and her friends going to the movies and or a party, whatever they was doing, who was supposed to hold this car? Now, look down. It says, I'm looking at the area right there where it says 435. And it says, well, you see the conversation. It says, not yet. I'm finna get in the car with Kenneka and go by her house because you didn't even know the bitch had a donut on her car. Then it says, aw, she in her own, she's in her own car and she knows she has a donut on it. Mm-mm-mm. I'm just saying, you see what it say. She in her own car knowing it's a donut on it and she said they can see it. I'm just saying. Who is they? Who is she supposed to let see this car? Who's supposed to use the car? You know? Was she supposed to do something and didn't do it or whatever the case may be that had something to do with her car? I remember a conversation coming up um, about her probably having to do something in regards to running something for a guy or something or doing something for a guy and she wasn't with it or couldn't do it or something fell through as a result of her not being able to do whatever the thing was. So is that how they end up with Kenneka's mom's car? You know what I mean? And you see the text below it say, "Not, she ain't even tell me. I just noticed the donut on it. You know, she wasn't gonna say nothing, as if she wasn't gonna even go through it. Whatever, she was just gonna use her car and keep it pushing. In some kind of way, they end up switching up and getting her mom's car, sometime in that night. And the only next conversation you see going from this person and the person being text is basically them losing Kenneka. Then there's these requests for documents that come to the mayor's office and his responses to those requests, etc. So I'm finna show them to you guys. You guys tell me what you think, man. It's just so many odds and ends about this doggone case. As soon as you think you got it figured out, you go back and you find something totally different. And I don't know. And you see the mayor's response just below. He's directing everyone, even the people inquiring about the um, any other footage besides what's provided on the Rosemont Village of Rosemont, the website. If anybody's requesting anything other than what's there, they ain't getting it, you know. So I guess someone was requesting the footage from the DoubleTree and so forth. And here you see, let me move that out of the way. Okay. And here you see that they're thanking them. However, they're not understanding the response, you know. Asking basically, it's the ones from the DoubleTree on there as well, you know. Because the only thing that's on the Village of Rosemont's website is the ones that we've been seeing that come from the Crown Plaza. But supposedly there's more footage. There's footage at the DoubleTree. There's footage in between hotels because they're so close that they were navigating between the two locations. Supposedly, allegedly. And then you have the Rosemont, not the Rosemont, but the mayor saying that it didn't happen at the DoubleTree as a response, but not issuing any other footage requested or anything. So and if you see the bottom portion there, it's like, okay, are they saying that basically it's more footage? That's what I'm saying. I think it's more footage than what was released to us. I'm sure we already know it's edited footage that we were able to see. And there's also missing footage from what we saw happening at the Crown Plaza. But what about this alleged footage that's supposed to contain some things that happened also, um, tying the double tree in? Some of these posts are from people who seen Kenneka Jenkins' body, either at viewing or because they had some contact with it for funeral reasons, and so forth. Plus, you see the mother's post up top. The one that stuck out to me is the one that said, "Look at the cut under her chin," and the person stated it was a pretty deep cut, right up under her chin. So I'm just saying it was a lot of stuff that I think was omitted from the reports as far as injuries are concerned. It was a lot of things left out. This case, I just don't see how this case is closed. It still baffles me to this day. I just don't get it. It's so much evidence of foul play or wrongdoing, or it's evidence towards anything but an accident. Anything but an accident. I guess for the meantime, between time, I guess we're just gonna have a whole lot of questions and just as few answers as we started with in the beginning. That's Teresa Martin's family that came to support her that day. She was up there back and forth to that hotel two and three times, trying to get answers, trying to get somebody to look for her baby, trying to find out what's going on. Her family was there to support her. That's who you see. Whatever that was in that bag was something blue. At least that's what it looked like. When I played that footage in the beginning, I couldn't pick it out or what that was. So I wish I could tell y'all what they handed her that it was okay for her to take away from the crime scene. From the very start, they not securing the crime scene. Now remember, they already told her that she can't come close to the body. She can't touch nothing. She can't do nothing. After they done touched and handled and been all around and everybody done got to see and do and she couldn't really see nothing. Couldn't see the way her body was laying when she was in the freezer. Couldn't see any possible evidence of anything before they handled her. That was so unfair. If she was there, she should have been able to see. She was there before the police was there looking for her child. She should have been able to see the current state of that child before they mess with that baby. And they just kind of escorted her out. They didn't give her a chance to look, to see. Let me see her. Let me see my child is what I would have been going through right then. Let me see. Whatever there is to see, I need to see it.